This is going to be a review of the MUFE HD Foundation. It was sort of requested by thewaywardgal, so hi! And I am all up in your grill with yellow lighting today, because I just pressed record and the sun just went and bleached the hell out of my skin. And I bet you it goes back in like 2 seconds. But I'll get started anyway. This is what the bottle looks like. It's pretty standard. It's, you know, average. The first thing I noticed about it when I picked it up actually was that it's made of plastic, which I wasn't expecting. Call me old-fashioned, but I do prefer a glass bottle over a plastic one. Much more snazzy glass. Heavier though. So this, whoa, just dropped something. This is good for travel because it's really light. So on that basis, it's alright. But the first thing that struck me was that it felt really cheap. But I know that's not really a basis to base a review on. So the cap seems to be pretty snug, pretty well fitting. I have noticed it keeps falling off in my makeup box, but that might just be me not being able to put lids on things at the age of 23. I don't know. It does have a pump as well, which is pretty good. However, the pump is flawed because the foundation is a bit liquidy and the hole on the pump is pretty big. So I always notice that like this foundation smeared all the way around. Like literally, it just kind of when I actually opened this for the first time, there was already foundation leaking out of it. So I thought that was quite impressive. But it does dispense a bit too much product, I think. So pump's not the best. So it does get messy. I keep banging things. I'm so sorry. So the product itself, it's described as a medium to full coverage foundation. And it's an oil-free formula. On your skin it really doesn't feel full coverage, and I think that's the most interesting thing because I've got it on today and I literally can't feel that I've got foundation on, which sounds like a proper cliche, but once I've put this on I really notice how other foundations feel when I put them on afterwards. The finish is natural and slightly dewy. It definitely doesn't look full coverage on my skin. What it does is even out my skin tone and make it look a hell of a lot better. But for me it doesn't seem to be full coverage at all. I'd say medium, but it's really not that full coverage for me. That said, I really do like the way this covers, and I really do like the way this looks because it doesn't look like there's anything on your skin, it just looks like your skin but better, which is supposed to be the point of a tinted moisturiser, but this does it with a bit more coverage. So, you know, that's good. I will show you what the kind of consistency is like. It's a very strange, it's fairly liquidy. And it's not really moving much of my hand, but it feels liquidy. And the consistency when you pump it out, it doesn't feel like normal foundation to me. It doesn't just feel like, say, matte lumiere. It feels a bit more airy and a bit and lighter. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm just blending it into my hand, as you can see. It blends ridiculously easily, this foundation. And the coverage is buildable. So, okay, the consistency is a bit strange, but it's brilliant. And it blends easily. So those are two very good points in my book. When I look for a foundation, I look for one that blends easily so that I don't have to spend loads of time on my face in the morning, and I look for something which feels light. It does hide my blemish as well. I have a crap ton of blemishes today. Literally, it's like my skin has joined, my good skin has joined a nomadic tribe, and is off camping in the Himalayas or something, and instead I've been replaced by the undesirable cousin, which is like spots, especially one right on the end of my nose, which you can't really see because the foundation is good. So that makes me happy. It does have some really bizarre ingredients in it, which I'm going to have to read off because I can't remember these weird names. Okay, we've got Relipidium, which is supposed to moisturise your skin. Fucogel, which forms a microfilm that prevents dehydration and protects against external aggression. Thanks, Sephora. And Cerussite, which enables rays of light to spread more widely, intensifying the radiance of the complexion. Okay, so there's one thing that I would agree with. This does make your skin look lovely. It does make it look radiant. It does I'm not going to say flawless because I don't have flawless skin, so I can't say flawless, but it does definitely improve the way that my skin looks, the skin tone, the way that light is dispersed across my face. It looks lovely. With the moisturising thing, it's supposed to moisturise your skin, and in bracket it says plus 46% after 4 hours. This foundation actually bothers my skin. After 4 hours I am really dewy with this foundation. I'm starting to kind of veer on the side of oily, but it still looks good. After 8 hours I am pretty shiny, which is something I really don't like. Even with my Holy Grail Kryolan, which does offset my shininess to about 8 hours, I'm still getting shiny with this. So I would say, even though it's an oil-free foundation, which, I mean, that should cater for oily skin, right? It's not working to control oil. It does absolutely nothing to control oil. That said, it's never claimed to control oil, so, I mean, when you're picking a foundation, you either pick one that's going to control your oil, you pick it for a certain purpose. This is not to control oil. So, I do think that the coverage is good. I do think that the lasting power is okay. A little of this goes a long way, and I think that's the most impressive thing about it. I don't really even use a whole pump. I can't really say how much I use because I literally just put a bit on my hand and then blend and then put a bit more on. But I probably use about 3/4 of a pump, maybe less, and that covers my whole face perfectly. So yeah, I think that this is really great in terms of how little you need to use. But the shade range is bizarre. For people that have less lived under a rock their whole life skin tones, you've got a good mix there. For people who are porcelain, I think it's more difficult. The lightest shade in this is a bright pink. It's 107 and it's a really, really bright pink, and on Sephora it says for people with deep pink skin tones. It's like, well, no one's that colour. So this is the shade 110, which is actually quite a pinkish shade. It's actually really pink. When I first looked at it I was like, that's a really salmon coloured foundation, and it does blend very well into my skin, but it's not the best match I could find. I can find. 115 was too yellow, 117 was too dark. I think that's the way the shades go. But I don't think it doesn't seem to be intended as a consumer foundation in that way originally. Maybe it's just me, but like having weird, like a deep pink shade suggests that you need to mix your foundations together, which suggests that makeup artists, it's better for makeup artists, but maybe I'm just making stuff up here. So we've got pros, we've got really beautiful smooth skinniness, we've got smooth finish, evening skin tone, and it does not oxidize on my skin. Chanel. It doesn't control. It's dewy. It makes your skin dewy. Oiliness after about 4 hours. No oil control, and there's a weird shade range for fair skin tones. Those are the cons. I think it's good for older skins because it doesn't settle into fine lines. So I hear. Normal skins, although if you're following a good skincare regime like me, I've figured out my skin now, you can wear this. It's not that great for porcelain skin, and it does cling to my dry patches. I get dry patch right there. Brushes. I like to use the MAC 130 to apply this, or the Sonia Kashuk. Both are excellent because they're buffer brushes, so they buff the foundation into your skin. And they use the minimum amount of product. I would advise against using any kind of foundation brush that looks like this, either this one or a flat one, because basically it's just going to take way too much product, and you're going to use way more product that way, and it's just it's not working. It's just not good. So these kinds of brushes are really, really good. The price is £28, although I got mine for $18 or $40. My conclusion is that I will actually be buying this again. I'm really, really sold on this. I think it's a really lovely foundation. The price is really prohibitive, however. The shades for porcelain skin tones even more so, but I do love the way that it covers. I do love the way that my skin looks. I've been addicted to it for the past week, and I hope people found this review helpful. So there we go. See you later.